Hello, everyone, boys and girls, gentlemen and ladies, and all asunder. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. If this is your first time, I hope you enjoy what you see and hear. Mostly here because this is the kind of stuff I do, just conversational type of retreat from regular life. And those of you who are new, who are returning, welcome back, I should say. I'm happy that you've honored me with your time and your presence, and hopefully you'll find it well worth it. So it's been a while since I've actually recorded. Luckily, I discovered the method of queuing up the video so you don't have to be doing it live all the time, which is what I used to do, just record and hit send before you think about it too much. But I did realize I was going to be a little busy, and also just seeing how it would work and feeling particularly talkative. One evening I recorded like 3 of them in a row and just set them up. And the last one, if you'd watched it, you'll see that I had to go and do some jiggery pokery with the texting on the video. It's not as easy as you think it should be, but it's good. It's gained knowledge and all the time, and I hope that wasn't too bad for you to watch. But I just mentioned that because I think there's a danger of, I don't know if it's over preparedness that you don't really ever hear about. So having been through that, I'll explain. Because for something like this that's outside of your normal work, and just something you're trying to get into a groove about or with, and getting some sort of routine, you don't realize that routine is actually important, as in the preparation of whatever it is you're doing. So I imagine maybe proper writers who say something like, oh, I'm gonna do 2,000 words at least 3 days a week, or let's say every day, to keep the comparison simple. I imagine if they have like a really creative day where they just go full blazes and they've got like 10,000 words, I think there might be a temptation to just go, okay, although I still have the book to write, I'm just gonna switch it off and take it easy because I've done basically 5 days worth of work. But I think that, I suspect a lot of them would tell you that actually after day 2 of not doing anything and getting out of that groove, they could find themselves just getting out of it altogether. So I did find that, although it wasn't deliberate, the first weekend was cool. I had things to do. I got my jab. I'm not mentioning that to be in any way political, but I realized that there is a lot of just, I guess, general fearful side of it, where people talk about all the not so positive side of vaccinations in general, this time to be specific. So I thought I'd just mention it, just because I always think, why don't you ever hear of people who've had it and are fine and just getting on with life? So that's why I mentioned it. So if anybody's listening to this, I guess within the next 10 weeks is when it'll be relevant. I've had it, my first one, and so far I'm okay. I did have a rough night the night I got it, because a lot of people just say, oh, I had a flu, some flu feeling, and that was gone. I felt like I had proper flu, but I won't go into it. But just read the piece of paper that they give you, because I didn't, and you'll be fine. So anyways, I did that, and also just some other family bits that I had to do. And so when I sat down to sort of just do what I would normally do, is just whatever was in my head, I might write down a few notes and then say it. I just found it really hard to get in the groove, and I think it was a kind of apathy. Yeah, so I wasn't feeling down or depressed or anything, just like deflated, that's the better word. And it wasn't a physical thing, because I drank some coffee, because I I generally drink coffee to work and keep me perked up. I'm sure some people say things like, oh, just have your nice sleep and have your vitamins and you'll be bouncing out of bed, and let's not even go to eating meat and anything like that. Let's just accept that under normal circumstances, I'm not deflated, but on this situation, I was. And it's gone on for a few days, I think, and it could easily, you can see how people could just sort of not, well, you can see how people get depressed, but just feel like they just zoned out of life, just need a time out, and you could become a recluse even within yourself. And I think that's something I'd want to caution against. I'd say, if you feel your sort of energy levels, even if you don't think they're dipping, but just being a bit too below the line, do whatever it is you do to perk it back up. Now, even just talking to people, that helps. Now, I'm lucky that I have my partner, my wife, to speak with, and we both offload and interchange and this sort of thing. But for a lot of people who don't have that on hand, it's good to get in touch with some old friends that you haven't heard for a while. Most people, do the WhatsApp thing, or I should mention more than one now. My BBC brain is coming. That's just to say, BBC in England, the British Broadcasting Corporation, are all about neutrality. So if you're talking about something, even if it's just peanut butter, and you mention a brand that you like, I don't know, Reese's Pieces or something, you have to say stuff like, oh, there are other brands available, But it's good to make sure that nobody gets any disadvantage, and nobody's getting preferential treatment. So I digress. I meant to say, whoever you text with or social media with, whether that be Instagram or Facebook or Telegram or WhatsApp or any of the others that suits your preference, pick one of those up and speak to someone. And so brings me to this video where I had to take my own advice and just I watched one or two of my first videos, and I think the main takeaway from it was, if you're thinking about something, you've been thinking about it for a while, don't overthink it, just do it. Especially something like this where you don't stand to lose a whole lot. It's not like I'm getting paid for it so I can lose my job or anything like that, although I could miss and say something I shouldn't. But it's just to say, just get on and do it. So I will apologize now if the content of this particular video just seems a bit more away with the fairies, or just a bit more disorganized than it usually sounds, even though it's just me sharing my thoughts. But this is kind of just me getting back in the groove, getting the creative juices going, and getting things started. So as I said, taking my own advice, just getting back in the horse. And muscle memory is it's a good thing. It will find you, even for the brain. And after this, I will make sure and start gathering notes and putting them into some kind of order, some kind of coherent order, and presenting them to you. Now, some might say, well, why don't you just stop this and do it a couple of times or a few times? But I think if you listen to any sort of YouTubers who tell you about their process, one of the things that comes out is you really become your own worst critic. And if you think about something too long, you're just not going to get it out, or you might spend hours and hours and hours, which doesn't help because you just get frustrated with it. And I think it's anything that you do that's artsy or like outside of your regular work, you feel like you want to get it just right. And it's a good thing, but it's not always possible, and it's okay to get it mostly right. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. I'm going to end it here so I don't get in danger of waffling on. I do have a few stories of things that have happened since last we spoke, and I will bring that to you very, very soon. Okay, you take care and try to keep smiling. Enjoy your day, and I'll keep you updated on my whole medical situation. Not in any detail, just let you know that I'm fine. But if I suddenly start bubbling up in my stomach or get any X-Men abilities, I'll let you know. Take care. Still do like, subscribe, ring the bell so you know when I publish something. I will be doing more marketing of this vlog so it gets out to more people. So I want to see like a whole lot of sharing going on as the time goes by. I always do a kind of see how this impacts 10 weeks from now, 10 months from now, 10 years from now. And hopefully you're looking back and commenting about, oh, my new lighting. I'll leave that for another time. Okay, take care. Bye.